Greetings and welcome to Earthling Cinema. I am your host, Garyx Wormuloid. This week's artifact is Incredibles 2, the highest-grossing animated movie of all time, behind a very Shrek Hanukkah 3. The film follows the Pars, a dysfunctional family of mutants who like breaking the law. When the fam destroys the city playing whack-a-mole, feds stop sending them welfare checks.
I'm afraid 2 more weeks in the motel is the best I can do for you.
Before they have to eat the baby, some rich kids bail them out, as long as they help make running around in pajamas legal. And since public support is thin, they need a superhero who is thick. So thick. Helen heads off to Springfield to stop a monorail, which they should really just stop making. With the help of a not-suspicious-at-all woman named Evelyn Dever, they uncover a new foe called the Screenslaver, who hypnotizes people with television, much like Elastigirl does with her humps. Her humps, her lovely lady Glarbanoids. Meanwhile, Mr. Incredible gets downgraded to Mr. Mom, helping his son with addition,
Okay, Dad.
is math!
helping his daughter stalk a boy, and caring for his deeply sick baby. Instead of giving it a trans-dimensional flu shot, he drops him off at a very high-tech daycare run by another baby. Helen follows the Screenslaver to a rave, and reveals it was the random Postmates guy all along. Upset it only took half the movie's runtime, she discovers that he was merely wearing beer goggles, which explains why he has no memory,
What happened?
and hooked up with a 3. Turns out Evelyn Dever is evil, and wants to Manchurian candidate some politicians at the peace treaty boat party. The kids take a rideshare to the party and sober everybody up. They stop the ship. Well, mostly Frozone does. And despite making a bigger mess than they did in the opener, being super becomes legal again. They just can't marry each other. Incredibles 2 picks up 3 blinks after the last one in its exploration of superheroes that are legally distinct from the Fantastic Four. Where the first film suggests exceptional people ought to be free to flex their superiority over the French,
Oui, et ta tenue est complètement ridicule!
the sequel reintroduces the question in the context of exceptional influence and power. Evelyn's beef, which stems from her father's pretty intense murder, boils down to the notion that an over-reliance on others to fix one's problems will actually weaken one's ability to deal with
Superheroes keep us weak.
Screens are used throughout the film to highlight our passive interaction with the world.
You don't talk, you watch talk shows. You don't play games, you watch game shows. Travel, relationships, risk. Every meaningful experience must be packaged and delivered to you to watch at a distance.
The film suggests that people are easily manipulated based on ideas presented via screens,
I need to get on TV.
be it on the news, a TV show, or a Samsung Galaxy Note.
That's really cool.
When baby Jack Jack sees a masked criminal on TV, his first instinct is to obliterate a raccoon. Battles for public support are won and lost on these platforms.
Do I have your attention? Of course I do. I'm appearing on your screen. We are controlled by screens.
Thus, the ability to control the flow of information and manipulate the viewer is no less a superpower than morning sickness. While the film seems to espouse the value of superheroes as necessary and good, its message is more nuanced, much like my views on the death penalty. It's a whole thing. In the beginning, the super's bounty hunt for a coal miner ruins the city and endangers the citizenry, when it may have been preferable to simply stand aside.
If you had simply done nothing, everything would now be proceeding in an orderly fashion.
Mr. Dever might have been better off retreating to his safe room than trying to booty call a super. While the film ends with a standard-issue boat set piece, the triumphant culmination is undercut by Violet's lip service.
She'll go to prison.
Well, I'm sorry she's rich and will probably get no more than a slap on the wrist.
Ironically, the film makes us question heroic acts, like voting, or reforming the law to bring back the death penalty for people who use your eyebrow wax for baking, Karen. The Incredibles 2 saves a little time to comment on dynamics, both familial and thermal. As noted by writer and director Brad Bird, the Pars' respective superpowers are reflections of the archetypal family member. Dads are supposed to be strong, mothers flexible and supple, and little kids can, run, really, really fast. Babies are a mystery, since they don't come with manuals, only regret. The movie plays with traditional gender roles by sending Elastigirl out for hero work and making the man raise the kids like a bitch. While this wrecks Papa Incredible's confidence, not to mention his diet,
I eat thunder and crap lightning, okay?
ultimately it's the kids who rescue their parents, demonstrating that raising children right is its own form of heroism. So is making them. If you saw my wife, you'd understand. For Earthling Cinema, I'm Garyx Wormuloid.
Achoo!